Metro Nashville is in a huge expansion of its paid parking program. More meters, more paydays, longer hours, and a bigger enforcement team. The question is, who exactly does this benefit?
Downtown parking is a nightmare. Not much of an argument there. It is common to pay $40 or even $50 for special event parking. Many locals just won't pay that kind of money, so they look at Nashville's two public lots, the Metro Library and the Metro Courthouse, that top out at $15, or they hope to find street parking. That street parking is now the focus of the Nashville Department of Transportation, which is in the process of adding 583 paid parking spaces. That is a 50% increase in paid parking spots in Nashville.
I think, honestly, I love Nashville, but it's getting greedy. The more people move here, the more expensive everything goes up. And I understand that's how it works when more people move to a city. But for young people, and I know a lot of this area is college, it's not fair.
Not only are there more spaces, free parking before 8 a.m. and after 6 p.m. is history. The meters are 6 a.m. to midnight, 7 days a week.
What is it, an hour for $3? It's just $3, but it adds up. That's the thing, So our next stop, we're going to spend another $3, and our next stop is another $3. Before we know it, could have had lunch.
There's more. The parking enforcement staff is moving from 6 officers to 21 officers. And if you haven't got a parking ticket lately, we will save you the shock. While street parking is $3 an hour, the ticket for going overtime is $70, almost 25 times the hourly rate.
Y'all have a good lunch?
Downtown businessman Kerry Bringle, better known as the owner of Peg Leg Porker, says Nashville just doesn't know to say when.
Dennis, I think that there's a line there. So it's one thing to have paid parking and revenues for the city. It's another thing to get overly aggressive and try and use it to make up the funds that you've wasted on pet projects that are going nowhere.
So how did all this happen? This woman, Diana Alarcon, took over NDOT last year.
We have chaos in downtown.
She sees all of the changes as a fix, a big fix for a big problem.
So we're trying to figure out how we can manage and move people appropriately. And part of adding parking is helping with that chaos, providing for spaces so it'll turn to support the businesses. And if you don't have it, then you have people that just park, and then you have other people that just drive and drive and drive.
Alarcon is changing Nashville's paid parking landscape. There is a traffic and parking oversight board, but that board appears to be nothing but a rubber stamp for whatever NDOT wants to do. The combination of unregulated private lots and more Metro Nashville spaces has some residents actually considering the parking before they make plans.
No, I think it restricts part of the economy as well. I'd rather sometimes just stay home because I don't want to park. At night, that was open game, right? After 6 p.m., Sundays, things like that. We could get around, it was cool, and now it's 24 hours. I don't know if they're doing it on, 7 days a week. That's kind of crazy, man.
Or how about the poor soul who pays for an hour and then accidentally spends an hour and 15 minutes enjoying his lunch company? Or even worse, parks in a spot that isn't a spot.
If I have a customer come in here, a spot's not clearly marked, they park in it, they get a ticket, and it's $90, they're probably not coming back down here for lunch again. And that's a shame. We're pumping money into the community, we're funding the city, and yet the city seems to want to keep their thumb on our patrons to where they may not want to come downtown anymore.
Director Alarcon says NDOT prefers compliance to enforcement, but if it ends up making money, it will all go to good things.
The great thing about this is the income that we do make off of this. That net income dollars actually goes back into improving our infrastructure. So it's not like we're out to make money.
Clearly, this parking issue is bigger than one story. We'll be back with a follow-up next week. I'm Dennis Ferrier, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.